Well, we can microanalyze it. Did Mexicans have cowboy hats before the cowboys in the United States? Did it happen at the same time? Does it even matter? Why would anyone even microanalyze and give a flying fuck? Here's another one for you. Who enabled the United States government and police to be corrupt, worthless pieces of shit? Did they just do it by themselves, or was it the U.S. people that all got together and said, yeah, go for it, woo, right? Who enabled the government corruption that's going on like crazy, especially past Clinton, with all the corrupt politicians that want progressive constitutions and don't want any form of structure to keep the people safe, and people have the First Amendment, freedom of speech, or all the other constitutional amendments, the right to privacy, and all these things. Who enables it? Okay, we all know the government is going rogue and doesn't give a flying fuck about the people, and it's no longer the people's government for the people. It is now a small, tight-knit group of corruption with special interest groups with NSA to monitor everything the people do. But who enables it? Look, the police are hunting Jews and trying to kill them. Ha. It's funny, I'm gonna help. Or better yet, the police telling security companies and communities to hunt people because they're afraid of them, because I think they might be a schizophrenic, like Yuka, right? So when we're talking about the hierarchy of power and our basic United States constitutional freedoms and the freedoms that you have to have a good life and your future and your kids' future, I pose you this one question. Who enabled the police and government to do what they are now doing beyond any level of unheard of and out of control with NSA and FBI and organizations, government organizations like that, with these psychological warfare operations, or called gang stalking or gaslighting, community harassment groups with neighborhood watch groups and police. But instead of pointing the finger at the police and the government, because normally they are fairly powerless to do it, who has given them the power and enabled them to do it? Not just the voters, but the people taking part and saying, this isn't wrong, especially the ones looking the other way saying, I know this is happening to my country, but I don't fucking care. I'm gonna accept that my country is a corrupt shithole. It is the worst country in the fucking world now. That every other country is a million times safer with their governments. I'm going to accept that and let the United States do it by not saying anything about it. Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Perlman. Do you know me? No. Do you know what's been done to my life worldwide with a planet of people working on me with idea of reference schizophrenia tactics and copycat tactics and mimic tactics and all these thousands of different gaslighting tactics? Do you know who I am? No, I don't know you, man. No, I don't know you, buddy. I don't know you, buddy. Every auto mechanic shop across the U.S. and on video. I don't know you, buddy. Well, guess what? You think it's funny, right? You're bashing some Jew's skull in since he was 5 years old, right? But who enables it? Who is telling the government and police, you're allowed to do this? You are. So by hunting me with worldwide groups, try to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo, Mike Huntley, 2001, World of Paranoia, Jason Perlman, 1988, me and my friends are going to put you in a mental institution, Jennifer Pilchick Perlman, who lost twice against Debbie Wasserman Schultz in Florida. We need to deem Kevin as crazy, Jason Perlman's wife. Are you saying Jennifer Pilchick Perlman, Jason Perlman, Ron Perlman, Anita Perlman, worldwide groups, World of Paranoia, let's try to make Kevin Perlman look like a violent paranoid schizo? What is the message you are giving to the world and the government by lying to my face, saying I don't know who you are, and not coming forwards? What is the message you are saying to Congress and Senate and the United States of the President and the United States of America and the Joint Chiefs of the generals and Joint Chiefs of Staff and whatever, the three branches, the legislative, executive, and judicial branches. Mike Huntley, we are using the judicial system against you. What message? By helping them hunt and kill Jews or 5-year-old Jewish children for no reason, because there can't be a reason. What message are you giving NSA, FBI, the police, Congress, Senate, the three branches of government? What message are you stating? What you're enabling the government to create a foundation of corruption and crime sprees, correct? You are raising the bar. You're raising the standard or the bar, saying judicial system, you're allowed to go out and hunt and kill whoever you want, or police, you're allowed, if you're afraid of that guy or you don't like that guy, you're allowed to hunt him and kill him with all his neighbors or friends and neighborhood watch groups, because even though it's illegal, you're saying, everyone, let's get together and do it because the police said we don't like this guy, or he supposedly did this. He's supposedly a public nuisance, so everyone... Kevin Perlman's supposedly a public nuisance, so everyone get together and hunt him and kill him in unheard of methods. 1 billion attacks per day with paranoid schizophrenia tactics. Are you enabling the government to go out and kill, bypassing everyone's constitutional rights and protections? And by you supporting just one person, you're setting the precedent to say it's okay to violate your constitutional freedoms. Oh, but it's just that one guy because he's a monster. Well, is he? Did you ever meet him? Did you ever take 1 second to get to know Kevin Perlman? Or the minute you saw the guy the government's told you to kill, you started throwing rocks at his head, right? You never took the 1 second to get to know who I am. You just listened to the propaganda and lies from the government and the police. If you see Kevin Perlman, hunt him and kill him. In these methods, what has Officer Toro said? If you ever, I'm gonna sort of make it more detailed. If you ever take a picture of a person, I'm going to exercise the law in my own way. Translation, Ron Perlman and Anita Perlman say that you're not allowed to get into studio photography, so we're paying off people like Aubrey Fisher and the police to have you killed. We're going to exercise the law. If you get into photography, if you buy cars, if you build cars, if you play pool, if you take walks past dark or the day, we're going to hunt you and kill you, exercise the law in our own way, because we need a cover-up argument, because, hey, everyone, he's a public nuisance worldwide with billions of propaganda dollars in secret. Hey, what's going on? Well, you're not allowed to know. World of paranoia. Die. Back to the original question. Who is enabling the police and the government? Well, if the police are mad at you, you must have done something, right? That's the stupid one I used to get all the time. Because the police are hunting you to kill you, you must have done something. Well, maybe someone in the police, like Charles Shondinsky, is friends with someone from my high school, like Tom Farley, or his younger brother, Sean Farley, or whatever. Who knows? Is life that simple? No. That has to be on the stupid level, stupidest questions or statements. You must have done something wrong if this cop wants you dead. Well, is life really that simple? Or are there any cops that are not good people? Yeah, as far as I've seen, 90% of cops are fucking lying trash. I mean, that's hard for me to say, but I've met a lot of cops, not by choice, and I've never met an honest one. How do you know that? How can you gauge that? I don't know who you are. Well, he just lied, and about something of the utmost importance, but yet, whenever I had to file police reports, they came after me. And if you're being hunted for doing what's right by the police, then they're not good people. Okay, they're not here to protect and serve. Okay, but more importantly, I don't want to offload a planet of child raping Jew killers onto the police. What I want to say is, who is enabling the police, Congress, Senate, President of the United States, and everyone else up the hierarchy to the top to do it? Okay, why is our politics all so corrupt now? Why does no politician give a shit about fixing anything? They just want to win. Why is that? Why is it all a fucking popularity contest now? Okay, because someone is a very large U.S. group. Someone is saying it's okay for you to behave this way, right? Hey, cops, you're hunting Jews, trying to kill them or lock them away out of hate. Well, they're doing it more and more. And I'll just say it that way, but it also applies to other people or minorities, but it also applies to psychological. That guy scares me. I think he might suffer from mental illness, so he needs to be rid of the world. But let's really put blame where blame is due. Who is telling the cops it's okay? Hey, community, help me hunt this Jew to kill him because I think he's crazy. Hey, community, I think Kevin Perlman suffers from schizophrenia. Everyone get together and hunt him to kill him or eradicate him and incarcerate him for life. Yeah, the police are making the decision. The government is making the decision. The psychology community is making the decision. But who is telling them that it's okay? You. All of you. 4 to 7 billion people across the planet Earth are telling the police that it is okay to violate the Constitution of the United States and hunt and kill whoever they want. You are. Who is telling them to put NSA in place and data mine all of our lives? Which Edward Snowden came forward. That was when technology was simple. Now we have AI algorithms and all sorts of crazy shit. We don't know what the fuck they're doing. Oh, well, I watched on C-SPAN that, they were cracking down on NSA. Yeah, well, I can guarantee you there's all sorts of shit going on there that we don't know about. Okay, whether they tried to crack down on them or not. Okay, what's the point I'm making? Who is telling them, hey, listen, I'm just trying to live my life, and hey, man, hey, buddy. Who is telling you? By you not coming forwards, you, the people, are enabling the government corruption, the psychology corruption, psychology intermingled with the police and the government and Congress and Senate, and the scary things that nobody wants to think about or talk about because there's not much proof of it, but you. And you can't say that if Kevin Perlman's walking around any town worldwide, that mental rocks aren't coming his way, because they are, and each time a rock is flying at my fucking head, that's you enabling the government for your own fucking demise. That's the irony. That by helping the government bypass all my constitutional rights and protections and freedoms for no reason, not that there could be a reason, you are saying, I want to be next. I want my family to be next. I want my kids to be next. I want my friends to be next. Okay, so you think you're getting your jollies laughing with your worldwide child rape and Jew armies to kill Kevin Perlman, but think about it. And then you're trying to shirk all responsibility. But it is actually the people, the people's government for the people, who are destroying your own country and your own safeties, and you don't know it, how bad it's going to get for you. I'll probably be dead. I might be dead. I'm already 53, who knows? And it's going to get bad for you. And in the end, when it gets bad for you, there's a reason why we migrated here and set in stone the Bill of Rights and the Constitution of the United States. When it gets bad for you, I'll probably be turning over my grave going, well, what do you want me to say? I tried to get you to understand that launching worldwide mobs to bully a 5-year-old to death for 50 years or 80 years or whatever is wrong. Now it's you and everyone you know, and you live in a fucking Nazi state, and everyone's on the corner with little, as they are wherever I go, as they're on the corner with little red bands around their thing, wanting to hold guns, going, I just want a peaceful neighborhood. Show me your papers. Okay, right? Okay, well, that's what the police are doing it. But you told them to do it. You enabled them. You didn't say, You're Kevin Perlman. This is wrong. I'll get on video for you and speak out. You didn't get on your own video saying, I did the research. Everything they said about Kevin Perlman was lies. You enabled your own government to create a Nazi state. I didn't do anything. I was simply born. I was born. I made it to the age 29, sitting in my office, Signet eServices, internet host provider, finding out at the age 29, 2001, that LAPD was hunting me with worldwide groups for extermination since 5 years old, or eradication, or to incarcerate for life, but not for any reason other than fear, phobia or fear. I think he might be the next Unabomber or something like that. Yet to this day, there's nothing I've done but be extremely friendly, try to be friendly to my Führers hunting me, right? Okay, so you can't blame me for what you have created and turned your own country into. But here's the irony. You're going to watch this entire video, and you're going to see, this is the level of stupidity that I have to deal with every day, of something that I never thought the United States people would be, how they got this stupid. The only thing you're going to do is you're going to watch this entire video, and you're going to see the sun like that, and you're going to say, he looks like Batman. And I've just defined the entire situation, haven't I? That you can't reason with anyone that stupid. Okay, there's nothing in there turning. And at that point, you might as well go watch the movie Idiocracy, because that is somehow turning into a reality. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to get some fresh air here, even though for some reason, while my father puts shock collars on dogs and tries to lock them in cages, or my family, I'm somehow classified as my dog Rhoda and Maggie as well. And now I understand why Maggie, no, Oppo was the show dog. I understand why Oppo bit Jason in the face when he was like 4 years old or whatever. I don't know how old he was. Because that dog knew that my brother was a devil child. Okay, he knew. That dog, I mean, I'm talking on a level of like superstitious spirituality. But who knows? If you believe in like life after death, good book, Many Lives, Many Masters, about someone who supposedly was having dialogues with a psychiatrist about life after death. They were doing hypnosis, and they were regurgitating events in history that you couldn't possibly get from history books and things like that. And supposedly the diagnosis was that they were coming back. They had memories from different life after death experiences or whatever. It's a good book. I can't tell you if the fucking things really happened here, and it's a nonfiction book, but it's interesting food for thought. But let's just say on a superstitious level here, that if you believe in psychics or anything like that, that let's say someone came back and maybe they witnessed an abusive person who was abusive to animals, and that person was now a Commodore, my father's show dog, and the dog saw Jason because he said, hey, listen, Ron Perlman's putting shock collars on Rhoda. He's going after his child Kevin at 5 years old with his psychotic issues. I'm afraid of my 5-year-old. I'm going to do horrible things to him. And with worldwide groups and idea of reference messages and schizophrenia messages and trying to make him look crazy to lock him away. And the dog said, I want to stop this guy. This is just, food for thought here. I want to stop this guy because I know what Jason Perlman is, so I'm going to bite him in the face, because before I was a dog, maybe I worked for abuse victims hospital, or something like that, right? Whatever. Okay, but the only thing anyone's going to say here is Kevin thinks he's Batman because there's sunlight, and that's where I have to draw the line here, going that this is what humanity is now, because there was a time when people actually could do 1 + 1 = 2 in basic math, and now people can't. They're like, and I haven't been in high school class. I'm obviously college educated, but University of Colorado, Southern Oregon State College, but which that makes my family and everyone else really mad. Why wouldn't they be happy for me for going out and and pursuing a life. I don't know. But that's scary. That's what humanity has come to. Okay, so we might as well sit here and be like, well, were cowboy hats invented in Westworld, in the West, in the Wild West, or where did they come from? Mexico cowboys, or Mexico cowboys better than American cowboy? Okay, well, hello. We are now doing what's done to Kevin Perlman's life for 50 years. We're obsessing on things, everything that doesn't matter, correct? Who the fuck cares? You like a cowboy hat? Yeah, cool. Buy a cowboy hat. By the way, some of those 2017 arrests were that Kevin's a white supremacist for buying a cowboy hat. And we had Deborah Baer sabotaging the appeals with lawyer Seymour Amster, who wouldn't write fair appeals, saying I'm anti-Semitic. Wait, I'm not even friends with this Deborah Baer person, but she's linked to the psychology community and my family, and yet anything that has to do with law, Mike Huntley, we're using the judicial system. My stepfather and my family paying people off, and then you can't win. Keep telling me this is the way the judicial system works. Nobody ever wins. Well, and my father says, you don't know how the world works, and he has a worldwide campaign to kill me, and that's not how the world works. It's unheard of, right? Okay, so the disinformation, but it's more than just disinformation. There are worldwide murder operations, but this topic is who is enabling them to do it, who is saying it's okay. You are. All of you worldwide are. And guess what? You're next. Maybe not instantly. Maybe it'll take 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Boom. Cops can't do this. It's illegal. Yeah, well, what do you want from me? I told you what you're telling them. You're telling them to do it. And you're establishing a foundation that it's okay. Why is every fucking 5 hours on the police scanner track the cell phone, monitor the comments, track the cell phone? Because I believe, without proof, they no longer say track the cell phone. They now say monitor the comments. Well, it started probably one time. We got away with it. Now we do it every day, right? Because why? Because you don't think it's wrong. Because you don't give a shit. Because you have your fucking head in the sand, mad at the people. Well, because you, they tracked your cell phone because you. So you're saying it's okay for the police to commit crimes? By the way, possible with minor depression, track the cell phone. Guess what happens when they track the cell phone? Now that person has paranoia. Something's going on. Someone's tracking my cell phone. Guess what? Now they have schizophrenia. Now they're running around going, I don't know what to fucking do. You're crazy. We're going to lock you away. Why? Because there's a reason it's illegal to track the cell phone. Makes you look crazy. Privacy violations make you look crazy. People walk around hinting, I know you did this. I know you went here. I know you surfed the websites. That's what's been done to me my entire life, and I found out at 29. But who is telling the police and the government they're allowed to do it? You are. We can't blame them. We have to blame you. You're saying police go out and commit every crime known to man, and then you're babbling you want a good country. Okay, so I'm going to end it here. All right, so there's some food for thought, but it's more than just food for thought because that's fact, and I live it. So, at the end of the day, you tell the police that they're allowed to kill people they don't like, and you help. And they do it because you support them in numbers, especially the neighborhood watch groups and the block commanders and all that. Okay? With the security companies and the psychology community. And the psychology community are throwing the labels to cover it all up. He's a violent paranoid schizo, so don't help him. He's a violent paranoid schizo, so if he dies, it's because he was crazy. There's no investigation. Wow, what a great template to kill whoever you want if you have power and have a uniform on, right? You can kill, you might as well just put a fucking swastika right here. Kill whoever the fuck you want. And say, we're here to help you, U.S. citizens. We're going to make the world a perfect place. We're going to get rid of the inferior race, and we're going to make you feel safe by having a Nazi on every corner with a swastika on it around his fucking arm. And you know whose fault it is? Yours! All of you! That's today's topic.